The thing I have wanted most for The Sims 4 since it was released 6 years ago is a chemistry and romance system. Unfortunately, the game developers have not given us any type of chemistry or romance in the game. Luckily, the very talented Sims 4 modders have come to our rescue. I have found 2 different chemistry and romance mods for The Sims 4, and we're going to test out both of those today. The first chemistry and romance mod that I used in my game was called Chemistry System by the Pancake One. So there used to be a website for this mod, but it looks like it's no longer up, and now you have to get it from the creator's Patreon. So I will link to this post down below, and you will need the XML injector that you can get right here at this link. You will have to install this in order for this mod to work. So get the XML injector and then download Chemistry System version 9C scripts and tuning. This is what it's going to look like. Throw all of this into your mods folder, no more than 1 subfolder deep. Here we are in the game in the BFF household. This is my testing household that I use to test out most of my mods. The only mods that I have installed are the Chemistry System and MC Command Center so that we can see how this really works without any other mods interfering. Right now in the game, Travis has a slight romantic interest in both Liberty Lee and Summer Holiday. In order to get our romance going, we're gonna have them interact. Travis just hugged Summer, and then we got a pop-up that said chemistry advice. Travis seems to have taken a liking to Summer. Being around each other seems to help both their moods. Now if we go to Travis's relationship panel and hover over Summer Holiday, now we can see it says good chemistry. You have some good chemistry with this sim. Try socializing with them more. So they don't automatically have chemistry. You have to interact with the sim, even if you've interacted with them before, in order to find out what their chemistry is. So let's have him interact with Liberty now. Despite feeling a negative vibe from Liberty, Travis thinks this may change. Even bad sims can do good things after all. So now if we hover over Liberty, it says bad chemistry. You have some bad chemistry with this sim. That doesn't mean you instantly hate each other, but it will make socialization harder. So in this household, we can already see that Travis definitely prefers Summer to Liberty. But I want to see how it works even further. So let's go check out some other households. Now we're here in the Pancakes household, and we're going to see how this works out between a married couple. Now I am playing in my fixed base game save here, so the relationships start out a little rocky. Eliza and Bob are not friends, and they have very little romance between them. Okay, chemistry advice. Bob seems to have taken a liking to Eliza. Being around each other seems to help both of their moods. They have a good chemistry. You have some good chemistry with this sim. Another thing that happens whenever your 2 sims have good chemistry is they get a happy +1 buff from great company. Nearby sims are making your sim happier, so they do get happier when they're around sims that they find attractive. There is one really weird thing about this mod, and that is if a sim interacts with a family member, even a child, they suddenly have a chemistry score. So Eliza has okay chemistry with her son. Now you could take that to mean that this is just in the sense of they get along okay, but I don't know, I find that a little bit strange. It doesn't necessarily say that it's romantic chemistry, it's just chemistry in general. So here it says you have some okay chemistry with this sim. You don't have much in common with the sim, but you don't dislike them either. And I had Bob go and interact with the child, and he also has okay chemistry with his son. So I'm back at the BFF household because I wanted to test out some other interactions. I just had Liberty and Summer have a chat, and now they also have a chemistry score. So it doesn't seem to take into effect gender preference or age group or anything. Any 2 sims who interact get some type of chemistry score. But what I want to test out now is to have 2 sims who have bad chemistry try to do a romantic interaction and see what happens. So I'm gonna have Liberty try and flirt with Travis, and let's see if he accepts or if the chemistry actually makes a difference. Okay, so he did accept the flirt that she just did there. It still says socialization will be harder, but I haven't seen that to be the case, so I'm gonna have her keep pushing. Let's ask if single, let's compliment appearance, and let's confess attraction, and let's see how he responds to that. So far it's all been positive. Yep, all 3 of those interactions I just did were positive, and their romance is actually increasing. So I'm not seeing that it actually makes it harder to socialize, but maybe you just have to play it longer. I'm not sure. Let's actually go take a deeper look at some of the options here. If I click on Liberty, we can go into chemistry system by the pancake one, and we can actually change the preferences. So we can add a skill preference, and this would be like, we could have Liberty prefer someone who has a handiness skill. And you can see here, you can change pretty much any skill that you have in your game to make your sim prefer that. You can add a trait preference. Liberty already has her traits chosen, but you can change those if you want. Right now, she likes Sims who are art lovers. She dislikes Sims who like dogs. She dislikes geeks. That must be why she doesn't like Travis. She dislikes geniuses, gloomy, hates children, outgoing, romantic, slob. Pretty much she just wants somebody who likes art, I guess. So when you first start playing the game, all of your Sims preferences will be randomized, and you could change those or just leave them randomized. If we go to chemistry settings, don't randomize preferences, you can turn the randomization off. So I just turned it off. I want to turn it back on. So if it's true, they will not be randomized. If it's false, they will be randomized. I would rather my Sims have randomized preferences than me have to go set everything individually, but that's up to you. You can also clear all preferences with one click of a button if you want to do that. You can randomize preferences again. So you can just click on a Sim, choose randomize preferences, then we can go back in. And let's see, she didn't get any skill preferences. I don't see any of my Sims having skill preferences, so I'm not sure if these are just not part of the randomization and they have to be added manually if you want to use them. Now she has a +8 preference towards the cat lover trait. She dislikes childish, creative, foodie, genius. She likes squeamish Sims. I don't know what's wrong with you, Liberty. You can also remove a preference and just view preferences. If you click view preferences, it'll just show you the ones that she actually has a score for. And this can give you a quick overview of what this Sim is looking for in another Sim. I like this system because you can just do completely random, or if you have an idea in mind for who you want your Sim to be, what you want your Sim to look for, you can go in and set this all up yourself. Now let's see how she feels about Travis. Right now it still shows a bad chemistry. Let's have them interact again and see if anything has changed. So now they've just had an interaction and their chemistry has changed to okay chemistry. So it is possible for the chemistry to change, especially if you set some skill preferences, and then if another Sim like gets high enough in their skill level, your Sim could start to be more attracted to them. And just for fun, I loaded up the Caliente Lothario household in Oasis Springs, and I want to have Don go around and tell us who he likes out of the Caliente ladies. Now he's already romantically involved with Nayat or Nagat. I'm not exactly sure how to say it because people have told me both ways, so I'm just gonna say Nayat, and Nina and Dina. We're gonna start here with Nayat and see how he feels about her. This mod is kind of fun to install and just go around to your playable households and see who they like. Chemistry advice: despite feeling a negative vibe from Nayat, Dawn thinks this may change. Even bad Sims can do things after all. Can do good things after all. So yeah, they have bad chemistry. Oh, check it out. Okay, so I just discovered something new about this mod. He feels unease and uncertainty because he is around a Sim that he has bad chemistry with. So that's a really cool little feature. That's a really cool little buff. Something about the aura of some Sims nearby makes me feel creeped out. So there is actually a consequence to having bad chemistry. Now that he has that tense moodlet, let's see what happens if she tries to flirt with him, and she also has a tense moodlet. Okay, well, he did accept the flirt. He did accept the flirt. I'm still not seeing that it's any harder. Let's do something a little more bold. Let's kiss his hands. Give me those hands, baby. Give me those hands, Dawn. All right. Oh, he just allowed his hands to be kissed, so... and now he's giving her a rose autonomously. You can see that it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it does help. And at least they do get the little tense moodlet here. But now he's flirty, and that's overriding the unease. Now, let's have him go inside and talk to Dina. It is so dark inside this house. I don't have any of my lighting mods in here, so I do apologize for the darkness. Okay, so Dawn just came in and interacted with Dina. Dawn seems to have taken a liking to Dina, so we know that that means that they have good chemistry. Dawn is coming upstairs to interact with Nina. Okay, this is a different message than we got before. All of a sudden, Dawn feels different. He feels that his mind is at ease. It seems that having Nina nearby makes Dawn feel warm and cuddly inside. Wonderful chemistry. So actually, there's a level above good. You can have bad, you can have okay, you can have good, and you can have wonderful chemistry. You really hit the jackpot with this sim. It seems that most actions just work. I did a little investigation on this mod because I wanted to make sure I wasn't leaving anything out or misunderstanding any parts of the mod whenever I'm demonstrating it for you. So since the creator's website is no longer there, I had to dig through their Patreon to find a better explanation of what the mod does. So right here it says, unlike The Sims 2, my version of chemistry is quite different. Chemistry in this mod is friendly chemistry, meaning that your child sim may have good chemistry with their older sibling, or the parents may have bad chemistry with their children. So that kind of explains that part of it. I was right in my assumption that it's not necessarily romantic chemistry. I do like that. I mean, that makes it so that if you can have siblings who don't like each other, who don't get along. You can have a parent who dislikes one of their children or likes one of their children more. So it looks like whenever the mod first came out, there were only 3 levels of chemistry: terrible, no, and amazing. But we've seen in the game that this has obviously changed. So I think there might still be terrible chemistry there. I just haven't encountered it yet in the game. But we obviously have okay chemistry, good chemistry, and wonderful chemistry. Just reading through a lot of the updates from this mod, it looks like there is more to it than first meets the eye. A sim that is friends with another sim with which they have had bad chemistry will now be happy as they overcame their differences. And I think that's probably what happened with Liberty and Travis. And then a sim that is enemies with another sim and they have terrible chemistry, they will get angry at seeing such an unpleasant person around. The next mod that we're trying out today for chemistry and attraction is called Wonderful Whims. You may have heard of this mod. It's relatively new to the Sims 4 mod scene. I think it just came out last month or early this month. And it is basically Wicked Whims without the wicked. So no adult stuff. It's completely PG. And this is exactly what I wanted. I was always interested in Wicked Whims, but I didn't like all the adult stuff in my game. So this takes all that out and it just leaves us with attractiveness, relationships, impressions, menstrual cycle, birth control, and woohoo. And you can turn off the parts that you don't like. So if you don't like having a menstrual cycle in your game, you can turn that off. But I have to say, I didn't think I would like it, but I actually really like how it works with this mod. So you can go to wonderfulwhims.com and download it. There's some how to install instructions here, and you can scroll down and check out all the features. Let me just move out of the way. First of all, attractiveness. Live in a world where every sim has their own style and preferences that affect everybody else. Your sim can have preferred colors. Everyone has some sort of style. If you like it or not, the way you look defines your attractive attributes. Any visual elements that sims represent themselves with are taken into account when measuring how attractive they are. Any distinct element of a sim is quantified, including custom content, and compared with the preferences of others. It's amazing. It's amazing, and we've only got to the first part. This is exactly the type of in-depth gameplay that I am looking for in The Sims 4, and then unfortunately, the game developers just didn't give us, but modders are coming through. So everyone, with this mod, all of your sims are going to have their own preferences. Maybe they like long hair, the color green, fancy dresses, or maybe they dislike or hate facial hair. Whatever they like or dislike is important in finding the match of their dreams. So all of your sims' preferences are compared with others, and if someone possesses everything the sim desires, that makes them a perfect match. So I'm going to show you more of how this works in the game in a moment. There are also reward traits which you can use with this system. You will get notified whenever your sims find somebody that they find very attractive, and you will also get these little notices that your sims are daydreaming about the person that they're attracted to, so it's really good for storytelling. There are also what they call magnetic relationships, relationships. So when your Sims get to socializing, being attractive makes it so much easier. Your every word creates an aura of romance and your jokes seem a little bit funnier. Building a relationship becomes a lot simpler, although it's the opposite if you're seen as unattractive. So this one actually does seem to have quite an impact on whether or not your interactions are positive or negative. Being seen as ugly in someone's eyes isn't the end of the world. You still have a chance if you try hard enough. Sims can also ask anybody else for their attractive preferences. If you succeed, you will get an attractiveness hint that will give you an idea of how you could adjust your looks to become more attractive to that Sim. They will always tell your Sim what they like that your Sim doesn't already possess. This is just so cool. I love this mod so much, and I'm going to show you how good it really is when we get into the game. And if you've played The Sims 2, you might remember the scope room interaction. Well, this mod has something similar called scope the surroundings. So when entering a room with a bunch of Sims, it can be difficult to figure out who is attractive and who isn't. By scoping the surroundings, you will immediately determine which Sims are worth talking to when you're looking for a partner. Here I am back with the BFF household, and I have installed wonderful whims. One thing I like about this mod is that you don't have to interact with the Sim if you already know them. Once you load the game with this mod installed, you can just hover over a relationship panel of a Sim that your Sim already knows and you will get the attractiveness score. If we hover over Liberty Lee, we can see that Travis thinks she is attractive. We hover over Summer, he also thinks Summer is attractive. If we hover over Eliza Pancakes, he thinks Eliza Pancakes is extremely attractive. Watch out, Bob. Travis is coming for your lady. And if we hover over Bob, we have no attractiveness score because this mod appears to take gender preference into account. Travis here obviously likes females, so we'll only get an attractiveness score whenever we hover over females that he knows. Now let's have them do some interactions and see what happens. Travis Scott shows signs of the sage and hero personality archetypes. So this is another thing that this mod adds that I really like. All of your Sims are going to have two different personality archetypes. Travis here has Sage and Hero. Sage Sims seek wisdom and focus on finding the truth in every situation. However, their knowledge-seeking nature might cause them to think too much and not act enough. Hero Sims are eager to demonstrate the courage to prove their worth and confidence. Subsequently, they might end up appearing arrogant by looking for faults in others to feel good about themselves or pick fights. So these just add another layer of depth to your Sim's personality. And if we go to Travis's traits, he now has the Sage reward trait and the Hero reward trait. So these are actually going to impact his behavior in the game. Not only do these traits impact your Sim's behavior, but it gives them additional interactions. So Liberty shows signs of the Sage and Jester personality archetypes. So we already know about Sage Sims, but Jester Sims live for the moments of joy, humor, and silliness. Often they are irresponsible, wasting time by playing around instead of focusing on their goals. That kind of does sound like Liberty. She also acquired the Persuasion skill. Now, if we go look at her traits, she now has Sage and Jester. So as I was saying, not only do they get these additional traits that impact their behavior, and they also get these interactions. So now we can talk about recent studies, mention knowledge-seeking nature, express joy of life, and these are all from these additional personality archetypes. Innocent Sims' positivity and happiness has a great power to uplift others, but they can appear very childish, and their optimistic perspective causes them to be too naive. Now, let's talk about some of the features that we have a control over. So if I choose Liberty, I can click on her and click Attractiveness. We can select preferences or generate preferences. And you can also choose select Sim preferences. So I'm going to choose Sim preferences so we can just choose Liberty's preferences. So we can choose fundamental attractiveness traits. We can choose her preferred sex, her preferred appearance construct, her preferred occult, preferred age, preferred voice type, or voice depth even. I mean, this goes super in depth. We can choose details attractiveness traits. So these are things like eye color, teeth, the skin details, and skin color. We can choose body attractiveness traits. Body weight, body muscle, breast size, hip wideness, butt size, thigh thickness. I mean, anything you can imagine, you can set a preference for it. You can even choose outfits, basic colors that they like, the style that they like, the types, worth, outfit details. So let's look a little more in depth at some of these. Let's start with hair attractiveness. So preferred hair length. Right now, Liberty prefers short hair length. This also tells you how many Sims this occurs in your world. And you can choose which she dislikes. So let's say she dislikes long hair and she likes short hair. Preferred hair type. Right now, Liberty likes straight hair and wavy hair. So I'm gonna assume she dislikes curly hair. Facial hair. She likes beard and goatee. I'm gonna say she doesn't like a clean shave. Eyebrow thickness and preferred eyebrow shape. All right, Liberty, you like what you like. So it looks like they are generated with a set of preferences, which you can go in and change if you like. And you can also tailor your other sim. Like if you create a sim or you have a sim in mind that you want Liberty to be attracted to, you could go in and make sure they have the right hairstyle, the right eyebrow type that she would find attractive. Let's look at details. We can do preferred eye color. You can do teeth condition. She likes good teeth. She doesn't like bad teeth. Who likes bad teeth? Give me a kiss, baby. For her preferred skin details, she likes freckles, but she doesn't seem to like tattoos. For her preferred skin color, she likes Middle Eastern skin color. She likes Asian skin color. North American, Caucasian. You can even choose alien. You can choose South Asian, Latin, and African. This is so cool, you guys. Like, this is way more in-depth than any type of chemistry system we've ever had, and I guarantee this is more in-depth than anything EA would ever give us. You could probably see which mod I like better just from my enthusiasm, and I have to tell you, Wonderful Whims has become one of my must-have mods. Okay, let's go look at body attractiveness. So you can choose preferred body weight, you can choose breast size, which she doesn't have a preference for breast size because she likes men. Preferred hip wideness, she likes average and narrow. Butt size, she likes a big old butt. Liberty likes a big booty. No small butts for Liberty. Thigh thickness, she likes average size. She likes a big old butt and an average thigh. So now we can move on to outfits. So you can choose preferred color that you like your sim to be wearing. This is like my dream chemistry system. I can't even tell you. So she likes Sims who wear the color black. She likes a little bit of a gothic guy, I guess. But you can choose multiple colors. Like you can choose red and purple, whatever you want your sim to like, or you can just let them choose themselves, which is what I like to do. I like to let it just randomize, and I feel like that's what my sim chose, and I'm not choosing for them. But if you're the kind of person who likes to set everything up and choose for your sims, you have that ability here. You can choose preferred outfit style, like country and boho. She likes country and boho. Preferred outfit type. She likes a guy who wears elegant outfits. I'm not exactly sure how the mod defines each of these archetypes, but she likes a Caucasian archetype. So I'm not sure like what labels are on what type of outfits. I would have to look into that more, but you can still go in here and choose. Preferred outfit detail. So she likes hats, she likes piercings, and she likes makeup on a guy. I'm telling you, I think she likes a goth guy with black clothes and eyeliner. And preferred outfit worth. She likes inexpensive outfits. She doesn't like guys who spend a lot of money on clothes. And not only does this add so much depth to the chemistry, but to me it also adds depth to the Sims' personalities, because now we kind of get an idea of what's going on in Liberty's mind, what she's thinking about when she looks at other Sims, what she, like how I feel that she wants a goth guy to go out with. It just adds so much. Now, what I was telling you about the birth control, if we click on a computer and go to Wonderful, purchase Wonderful items, then you have the option of choosing lice shampoo, which is also part of this mod. If your sim gets lice, you can choose pads, menstrual pads, 14 come in a box, tampons and pads, tampons, birth control pills, chill pills, which will help your sim if she has premenstrual syndrome, which your sim does get, and they get a little out of it. They might need some chill pills. And there's also condoms that you can purchase. So we'll have Liberty go ahead and purchase some tampons and a box for summer too. What I found is that because these are delivered by the mail, you need to go ahead and have your sim order these as soon as you load the household to make sure that she has them in time before her period starts. I'm also going to get her some premenstrual syndrome syndrome pills. So now that I've sort of gone through the settings with you and you've seen just how robust and amazing this chemistry mod is, let's go in and actually experiment with some interactions. We're gonna use Don Lothario here to go around and we're gonna see how he feels about all of the women in town. Right now, he thinks Dina is attractive, he thinks Nyat is attractive, and he thinks Nina is attractive. None of them are like blowing him away, but he doesn't find them repulsive either. But I want some more extreme reaction, so I'm gonna send him out and see who we can run into. Well, I just found out that Don thinks Zoe Patel is extremely attractive. He came over to visit his friend Jay Huntington here, and he met his roommate Zoe. He thinks she's extremely attractive, so let's just have him try to do a romantic interaction and see if she accepts it, even though they barely know each other. Oh yeah, she accepted it, and we also found out that Don has the hero and lover personality archetypes. So lover Sims crave intimacy, live to experience pleasure, and are very passionate. Well, that definitely sounds like Dawn. Nonetheless, with their desire to evoke love in others, they risk losing their own identity and appear shallow. I mean, that's just Dawn to a T. Attractiveness alert. Wow, what a sim. Don Lothario just stopped what they were thinking about for a moment and found themselves staring at Zoe Patel. That woman has so many of the qualities that make Dawn's heart race, as if it were on a cross-country marathon. Their beautiful features meet Dawn's desires so readily that it's almost as if whatever created such a sim sculpted her specifically for them. So Dawn has found quite a match in Zoe. But you know Dawn, one lady is never enough. So let's go on the prowl and see who else we can meet. So now Dawn is feeling flirty. This mod also comes with different buffs. So he had a breathtaking encounter from seeing an attractive sim, which was Zoe Patel. And now he's feeling very flirty for 2 hours from that heart-stopping moment. Well, Dawn just came right inside, found the bartender, and started chatting with her, so let's see how he feels. Okay, well, he thinks she's attractive. Oh, and now she just blew a kiss to him. Okay. I'm trying to find somebody that he finds unattractive. I know in my personal game, I feel like my Sims think everybody's hideous. But Dawn thinks everyone is attractive. Maybe we should have experimented with a less romantic and attractive sim. Okay, so Dawn was finding everybody he met attractive, so I wanted to use a more discerning sim. I switched back over to the BFF household and we are playing Liberty now. Liberty Lee thinks Marcus Flex is basic looking. Seriously? She does not like Marcus. I've had her meet like a bunch of guys. Some of them she thinks are attractive, and some of them she thinks are basic looking. The only one she's found extremely attractive so far is Dawn. She thinks Dane Maloney is very attractive. I think it's because of his big butt. And now that we're playing Liberty, look at her looking all embarrassed. It would be a good time for me to show you about the menstrual cycle and how that works. She's already ordered her menstrual items that she needs, but if we go to the phone, and there's going to be a new option called Wonderful that looks like a heart. If you click on that, you can check period tracker. Come on, Liberty, now's a good time to check your period while you're having a conversation with 2 random dudes in a park. Sounds good. She's like, am I fertile? Okay, and then after she checks on her phone, we will get a little pop-up that says, "Hi Liberty, this is your Kaya period tracker report. Currently you're at day 3 of your cycle out of 8 days. Next PMS is coming up in 4 days. Next period starts in 5 days." So when you load a lot, I always look at my female's period tracker right away to know how much time I have to get them their supplies if they need it. And then it tells you the next most fertile day is coming up in 3 days. So if your sim wants to try for a baby, trying in 3 days will help increase her chances of getting pregnant. She ovulates in 4 days. I love this so much. Another option you have on the phone, I had to go back to the home lot to get this to show up, but you can give your sim a fertility treatment for 950 simoleons. I'm probably gonna work that into my gameplay rules, like if my sim tries for baby 3 times, then they can get a fertility treatment to help them or something like that. But if you want that option, it's there. You can also donate your baby to science if you want to get rid of your baby, I guess. I wouldn't personally do that, but if you want to, there is the option for it. So I think I've showed you most of the features for Wonderful Whims. It has a lot to it. It's a very robust, very in-depth mod that I would highly recommend if you play Sims 4 at all. Now, the first mod that I showed you, the chemistry system by Pancake 1, is a good mod. It's very basic compared to Wonderful Whims, but if you just want something to give you a basic chemistry system to start with, it's a really good mod to use. If you want something that's more in-depth, that adds more to your Sim's personality, personalities, adds a fertility and menstrual cycle, and adds all of the different options that you have for turn-ons and turn-offs and attractiveness, then get the wonderful Whims by Turbo Driver. It's probably my second favorite mod for The Sims 4, right under MC Command Center. I don't see myself ever being able to play without it again. So I also want to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and let me know, do you use either one of these mods and what do you like about them? What are your settings? How do you feel about this as a chemistry system replacement? I want to know what you think as always. My name is Cindy and I will see you with a new video very soon. Thank you so much for watching.